only Darren McCarty and Neil Rule can give. It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy.
Big D! Let's go. Top 5 day.
Hump
five.
Day.
That's
Hump
why
day,
I'm here.
top
Hump
5 day,
day.
all of it. No, we are definitely doing it here today. My name is Neil Rule, that guy, D-Mac, Darren McCarty. Perhaps you're familiar with his work. We have KG in the studio.
What up,
KG,
though?
what's really good?
2 more days to Bourbon Friday. I need
That is
it.
correct.
I need it this week.
This is, doesn't it feel like a long week
Yes.
already?
Yes.
Yeah.
It does.
That's an understatement. Yeah.
It does. Spencer Raxter in the building.
Hello.
Hello. What's going on, man?
Not much. Just chilling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Nothing really.
Woodward Sports
weird
Chat.
day.
What's that?
It's a weird day.
It is a
Yeah.
weird day. It's 70 degrees outside, but it's going to be awful this weekend. So there you go, right?
Of course.
Michigan for you.
Of
Y'all
course.
think it's over? It's not over yet.
Ain't even close to over.
Yeah.
It's not going to be nice again for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It'll snow again.
Look at the Chase Lounge just
Cha-
cruising after a 2-miler.
Right, showing off.
Yeah.
3
Round
round
that
3
comes
in the
in,
spot.
startles me. I'm like, who's this guy dressed up as Cookie Monster? And he's like, oh, I just did 2 miles around the...
Yeah, chasing the
Join
Chase
us.
Lounge. What, you protecting against sunburn out there?
Yeah, dude, it's just my chasing adventure cat, man.
Chasing Adventure. Oh, my God.
Of course.
Chase is electric.
This
bro.
guy is epic.
Of course.
Oh, my God.
Red Wings fall last night. Certainly we will get into that.
Chase is like the intellectual Theo Vaughn.
Hey,
You know what
thank you,
I'm saying? Like,
Thank you. I
Like
appreciate
intelligent-
that.
so, like, interesting.
Intelligent.
In an intelligent way. Like, it's going to bring you off. It's like, yeah, exactly. You're not
Thank
going to
you.
say anything like, it's going to be cryptic.
Yes,
But it's
it
going to
is.
be good.
All right, a lot of people in here talking about it and the Red Wings game last night. Because there's some other stuff I want to do. Certainly some other stuff I want to do in the open. But I do this weird thing where I just talk about the stuff you guys want to talk about. And you tell me what you want to talk about because you use the chat thread. So if you want to skip the line, get into the super chat. And, you know, again, Woodward Sports chat thread in there. People saying once the Capitals got that second goal, I knew it was over. And, like, guys, like, look, I'll say I knew it was over when they had 1 goal with 10 minutes to go in the third period. Ain't going to work.
Yeah.
It's not going to work, period. And it was funny to me because my takeaway yesterday, D-Mac, was listening to Dylan Larkin talk. And Dylan Larkin said, the bottom line is we weren't good enough. He goes, I'm tired of coming up here and saying the same thing, but we weren't good enough.
Well, and
Him included. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No, 100%. I mean, but that's really the theme of the season, and that's as easy as it is. It's one of those chapters with wasn't good enough. Boom, let's move on. But it's frustrating. Everybody should be frustrated. But, yeah, and just break it down deeper. That's what you see. You see that adversity earlier in the season when they were winning. They'd face that adversity, and they'd overcome it. Now you're playing a lot of tough teams, and, I mean, give Washington their props. You know, Washington's outside – Stanley Cup finals, candidates. So they just, that's a good Washington unit.
they've lost 15 games in regulation this year.
Think about that.
That's incredible, man.
Like coming into it, I mean, I remember I think we lost, when we set the league record, 95-96, we had 62 wins. I think we had 17 losses. I mean, that's the most impressive thing. So that means that they're tightened up. They're tightened up defensively. So when you go and you see the last 2 times you've played in there and you've only been able to score 1 goal and stay in the game, or the other one was 3, but you stay in the game to the end, and then better teams pull away. So not good enough, and didn't play a 60-minute game. In comparison, right, the other night at home, or the afternoon game at home against Vegas, they played a full game. But that's what they need to do. They don't have the luxury of not doing that.
No, and it's interesting to me because real quick in the Woodward Sports Super Chat, by the way, Mike Willetti says, Congrats to Lake Superior State and the men's basketball team on capturing the NCAA Midwest Regional. They now move on to the NCAA Division II Elite 8 Uper Power.
Nice.
Shout out.
Shout out Lake Superior
Way to
State, man.
go.
I like that. Yeah, I definitely like
He's been
that.
keeping us updated. He put a super chat, I believe it was a couple days ago. So, yeah, shout out to Mike Willett.
Good for
absolutely.
them, man. Happy to hear that. No question about it. But you look at the Red Wings and you look at the Capitals per se. And these were teams that were on very equal footing. Remember, the Capitals made the playoffs by a minute and a half over the Red Wings last year. And D-Mac, I know that everyone loves grit and everyone loves fights and everything like that, but I prefer pucks going in the net because that's how they keep score in the game. If they change it to fights and to hits and stuff like that, then I'll change my ways too. But in the meantime, you look at the Capitals, Ovechkin. He found it again. On pace to maybe get a 40-goal season, perhaps. Tom Wilson with 30 goals. Protas he's going to have 30 goals. You know what I'm saying here, D-Mac? That's where it's different.
Well, and it is a little bit different. And when you're talking about breaking down players, obviously you know what Ovi is, but Tom Wilson, who is a local product out of the area, played in Plymouth and tough, is that combination of 30-goal guy, power forward that people sort of need. But at the end of the day, they find ways to score goals throughout their lineup, right? And at different times, it seems like we just rely on 5 or 6 guys. So I mean that's all part of getting to the next level. And as we get down, you're gonna see it at the end of the season here. And we remember last year is like teams are gearing up. So the best teams are going to be gearing up to play their best hockey, and unfortunately, we're just not one of them.
No, and that's where it is, and it's very simple. It's very simple to understand, and along those terms, I believe it was Taylor. Yeah, Taylor in the chat says, "I hate that this is my thinking because a man deserves the world, but I still think Larkin is a 2C because if we have a true 1C clearly above him, we are Stanley Cup contender."
I don't know if we're a contender. You're still the goalie away, but who's been the one up here clamoring? Who's preached that from the mountaintop?
The second I walked in the door of this place, man, and I got hate for it because they're like, "Well, you're disrespecting Larkin." No, I'm not disrespecting
no, you're not.
Larkin.
If he's the Eisman, he needs his Fedorov. I mean,
like that's it, man. Like that's where it is. What do you got, Spenny?
I know we're talking about the NHL and the Red Wings, and people love that, but the machine keeps rolling. Breaking news per Dove Kleeman. Quarterback Season 2 is this July on Netflix. It will feature Joe Burrow, Kirk Cousins, and Jared Goff.
Hey.
There you go.
All right.
That is pretty dope,
Is
actually.
that good or bad for the haters?
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
That's not Stick. I guess we got to go to Stick and see what he feels about it.
That is true.
Or is he going to get exposed?
Yeah. It is funny, though, because as we come down the stretch here, and look, like I said that they weren't – I got the feeling like they weren't totally dead, and they're still not totally dead yet. They're not. There's 14 games left. It's going to be hard. Like, I'm not saying go bet on it. But
no, I asked you yesterday, and it was plus 750, and you said no.
No.
Right?
But there was a shot.
No, there's a shot. You agree, but it's just I don't see it.
I agree.
I don't see it because they can't play that 60-minute game, and they're just not good enough. Now, can they rip it off because they've ripped off 7 in a row at a few different times this year? Yes. So, but at the end of the day, and you not pointing fingers, but at the end of the day, Mrazek's got to make that save on the second goal because then it just house of cards falls down. But if he want it back, but you don't have the luxury to give those away. Because of the spot you put yourself in.
Bingo. That's it. And when you reconstruct the Capitals this year and what's different about them, they have the possibility to have 7 20-goal scorers. 7.
That's balance.
With a defenseman being one of them in Chychrun. Like that, you see what I'm saying here? Like that's the level. That's the level of offensive output you have. They're going to have 3 30-goal guys. They got an outside shot at 4. Like, I don't know what else to say there. And when you pull up the wings, you look at it, DeBrinket's been DeBrinket. No issue with him. 30+. That's all. That's what we were promised, D-Mac, when he got on the scene. That's what he's delivered this year. No problem with DeBrinket. Larkin's been almost a point-a-game guy. This is what he is. The data suggests this. This is about what he is.
Lucas
Now,
Raymond, would you say, has elevated?
He has, but if he would have played that way the whole year,
Okay.
what could the ceiling have been?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you never outrun.
Slow start.
You never outrun it, man, because you run out of time. And then after that, it's kind of the fall off. Like, Patrick Kane's like a specialist at this point. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Fair, right?
Yep.
You go after that like it's Marco Casper.
Which is your rookie?
It's Andrew Kopp with 10 goals and Bergers and Rasmussen with 10 goals, who you're going to get 10 if you play 80 games.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I need more. I need more from somewhere, either on this roster or not on this roster. And I'm not saying I question the Iser plan or fire him, yet I celebrate Javi Baez like a lot of you do in this town. More on that later. But with that being said, man, like I don't know where it's going to come from, D-Mac, because they are a 30-goal guy away. Right? Is that fair? Like, this is my conclusion.
Well, they're a 30-goal guy away
Stop.
and a goalie.
Stop.
And that's, that goalie that can take them over the edge. That's a 915 save percentage. Somebody that's because they're going to get there. You see the development of the talent. You see the young guys.
The thing is, like, you can make the case the goalie's here. Like, in the system.
Okay, yeah. What's not in the system?
Boom.
That's outside of the system that's needed. It's that goal scorer.
Spenny, I go to you. You're the minor league insider. You're the prospect insider.
Yeah.
Is there a surefire 30-goal-a-year guy in the system?
No. I mean,
you love the system.
Yeah, you look at the real deal goal scorers that they've got in the system. It's like Lombardi and Buchnelkov, but those guys aren't going to be ready next year. Those guys aren't going to be ready to come up. So we'll see. I mean, the KHL is so weird with Buchnelkov is you truly don't know what he's going to be yet. I mean, he has a great track record of it. He's like top 5 in scoring in under 22 in the KHL, but you don't know how that's going to translate officially. You'd love to see him on North American ice and get over there, but no, the goal scorer, I don't know. There's not really one.
And you got to have one.
Yeah.
They need one more. They have to have another to break it. They have to. Like, that's just it, guys. I got nothing else for you, man. And I don't know the path to get that because those guys are hard to come by because you need them to win. You see what I'm saying? Like, so that's it. And I'm not saying fire Steve Yzerman or it could be anything further from the truth. There's been progression every year. Looks like they'll fall back just a little bit this year. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that's the task at hand to me. That's where I am.
You know what I was thinking too? To all the Yzerman, get him out of town or question his job or whatever like this.
But give Javi a chance.
No,
those guys.
No. But look, you got to look deeper, right? I don't think that question's ever there. Look at the Illich's track record, and I'm going to I know Mr. Illich isn't here. But Mrs. Illich, but with Chris or whatever, like, look how long they allowed Jimmy Devellano, right? They're supposed to do it in like 8 years, and it took 14 or whatever like that, right? So the track record of moving on, right, isn't a Tom Gores, isn't a pay to check, isn't a move on. And I'm not even taking into consideration what he did with Tampa and who he is to the organization, but It's who are they going to bring? I think that's what it is. Who outside of this organization can come in? And I don't even know if it's a 30-goal guy, right? But it's that you need that 1C. You need that, the guy like the Anze Kopitar. Like Larkin's your point of game guy, but you need that electric guy. Like, the greatest analogy is if he's Yzerman, he needs his Fedorov.
Yeah.
So who is that going to be? And I think that's the big move that's going to be done. How he does it, I don't know.
Jake, if we didn't have Lalonde to start the season, what could have been, Neil? Well, the stats would be the stats still. You still wouldn't be as good as the Capitals when you go man for man and slot for slot.
Well, yeah,
and,
I mean, the Capitals are one of the best teams in the NHL.
Well, I know, but they were a minute and a half better than us last year.
Yeah.
What changed?
Cole,
It was in house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they went and they got Chikrin. Like, that's
No, they did, but the coaching changed and the implementation of the thing. And the biggest thing is the guy that scored the game winner last night, Pierre-Luc Dubois, who's one of those bust things. No, it's revived his career. You go to a spot in this third team that's figured out, and now they're talking that this guy's a future Selke guy.
Dubois is Larkin.
Right, but then what else is around him?
Exactly.
Right, exactly. Like, and he's got his Ovechkin, and he's got his Tom Wilson. Right, like there's pieces there. It's just that you need more in the support.
The best year of his career. It's just crazy.
But here we are.
But that's him every year. Yeah, this is the high point of the school. But he's perennial 20.
Yeah, he's as solid as it comes.
All right, we have a lot of line stuff to get to. There's a super chat that I want to get to when we come back because I think it's newsworthy and it involves soccer, by the way.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out, absolutely. Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, everybody. That is correct. The very best Chevy dealer in the state of Michigan. That's confirmed, by the way. That's not an opinion. That is an actual fact. They got the deals going for you. They've been the Chevrolet Dealer of the Year for 6 consecutive years. And you can get a 2025 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab for just $199 a month on a lease. Also a 2025 Chevy Equinox for only $249 a month on a lease as well. Scan that QR code on the screen. You can look at the inventory in real time. You can even start the buying process online if you so choose. Go see our guy George and his team at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Neil Rule here for Woodward Merch. Yes, go to shop.woodwardsports.com. Shop the entire line. Get ready for the playoff push. The Pistons are going to the playoffs, everybody. They're getting national TV games and everything. Get your Woodward basketball line as well. Get ready for the NFL draft. Get your F Them Pick shirts. It's still fun to say. It's still fun to have it on a T-shirt, so why not? And you can still boo the kids, by the way. We still sell them. We sell them. We sell them all the time. Still, it's wild to me. Shop.woodwardsports.com. All right, keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter, Chase in the Chase Lounge as well. And I did want to get into this. You can jump into the discussion at the Woodward Sports YouTube channel, subscribe, and get your thoughts out there. If you want to skip the line, use a super chat like Soccer Night in Detroit did. And D-Mac, I don't know if you caught this. The USL, which is the United Soccer League, the league that Detroit City is in. I go down to Florida to call the games for CBS Sports, Paramount Plus, all of that. The USL has announced they're going promotion relegation. All talk about Detroit City FC needing to go to the MLS should come to a halt. This will be a game changer for U.S. soccer. And for those that don't know, and we'll spend a couple minutes on it, there is some line stuff I want to get to, but for those that don't know, that's how it's done in European soccer. Promotion relegation. If you finish in the bottom 3 of the Premier League in England, you're kicked out of the league. And they take the 3 top ones from the second league and bring them up.
Relegated.
Yep, relegated is the term. See, D-Mac's learned it. He knows. But the story is here, this is something that runs kind of counterculture to American sports, and especially in the soccer aspect. Yeah. When you look at a league like MLS, say you're a Darren McCarty, the owner, and I don't know, you want an expansion team in San Diego. And you say, okay, MLS, I want an expansion MLS team in San Diego. What's that going to cost me? They're like, oh, well, we would need $500 million from you. And you got to build a stadium and all that stuff too. But we need $500 million.
Fork it over, D-Mac.
Fork it over, D-Mac. Hurry up. Hand me that check.
Okay.
Hurry up. $500
And
million.
Keep going.
No, I
want
don't.
the
We
tape,
don't.
don't
No,
you?
we don't go any further until you put this check in
right.
my hand. Okay, thank you very
There you
much,
go.
sir. You're in. Welcome to
Appreciate
Major League Soccer. San Diego will be starting in 2
Appreciate it.
years.
Well, yeah, there. Oh, here. There's I had it in the back pocket, Kenny.
Yeah.
No, so anyway, so Darren McCarty has done that, right? So he's in, and everyone says, I want promotion relegation in soccer in America. Now imagine I come back to you, Mr. McCarty, say, thank you for that check. In 4 years, we're going promotion relegation, and if you finish in the bottom third, you're out of MLS. Wait a minute, Neil.
Right.
I just gave you $500 million. So?
Might want to put a good team on the field.
Yeah.
So wait, so the U.S. the soccer league is acting like the NFL.
Yes. That's
Pretty
basically
much.
that's basically MLS soccer right now. Where if you get your money together, you're in, and that's it. There's no
Yeah.
other
But I
questions
mean, they're
asked.
saying this is the way it is. Like so
Correct.
MLS, it's like lockstep, but in the U.S. Which U.S. what?
USL. Yep.
Oh, just USL.
USL is going to do
Oh,
it. They have multiple divisions. They have
Now-
like the top one that Detroit City's in. They have a League One
Now
and a
is,
League Two.
is MSL AAA and USL AA, or
I
how
would
is
say
it?
MLS is the majors. People have always equated this, right? Like MLS is the majors. People have comped USL because it's second tier to AAA, and then USL has a AA league and a single A league. That's the comp.
So, you know what? Don't cash that check. I canceled it. That $500 million for a AAA team seems a little much. So
Bingo.
So
Don't worry, Darren,
So
you're
you
good.
know what? If we're gonna do the relegation game, I'll just give you 100.
No.
Yeah, right.
No, but Darren, that's exactly right, and that's exactly how you would be if you're an owner. That's
Then
why it's never going to happen.
MLS. You want a team in San Diego? I got $600 million for you. Screw this guy.
No, but DMAC, the reason I bring it up is because that's the exact response, right? That's why it's never going to happen in MLS. But USL, it can, and they have 3 different divisions that are fairly solid standing. Would you say Detroit City FC is in very solid standing?
Damn
Oh
right.
yeah.
There are multiple clubs around USL that are that way.
Yeah.
Louisville is like that. There's a lot of clubs.
Well,
Colorado Springs
I think
like
the
that.
question, Neil, is you cover this.
Yes.
Nobody watches this league or covers this league and saying, like, does this separate? Kenny, I use wrestling analogies, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you all different promotions, different level, but what they try to do is, like, get you to the show or get you to entertain why you can watch so many things. Is this a good idea, do you think, because you broadcast this for USL teams because more exposure or opportunity for the little guys?
Well,
so to
it's
speak?
I think it's USL's only play to take over the number 1 soccer spot in America. It's their only move. It's the only move that they can do.
So that is an interesting comment because you're telling me that USL can take over MLS.
That's going to be a slow burn.
No, but what
obviously.
I'm saying is there's a
fair.
need for it. Kenny, it sounds to me like AEW 5 years ago.
Yeah, kind of.
You know what I'm saying about like, but there is a market for it.
Yeah,
like there is a
absolutely.
need. Like what you're telling me is like it could work because nobody else does it.
Bingo.
Because if you're gonna
And people are clamoring for it.
right,
Because we're America. We love steaks, right?
What does Trevor say?
I haven't talked to him about it yet. So
Maybe
I'll
I'll
get
try to get
this Saturday.
I'm gonna try to get the exclusive.
Yeah, this Saturday I'll get in the mix. I'll get
I
with
might
everybody.
have to slide down just now. Now we're getting interested, Kenny. Now we got some wrestling analogies down
Yeah,
there.
man.
DCFC. Who's DCFC playing Saturday?
Birmingham.
4 o'clock.
4
Birmingham?
o'clock. Yep. Absolutely.
Birmingham.
Burn in the super chat. Ready to see some USL teams fight for their lives. If 3 teams don't win 3 of their last 6 games, they die. They win 3 other teams die. No, but it's been proven. And even over in England, DMAC, you want to know what one of the highest interest games of the year is in English soccer? The Division II play-in to get to the Premier League.
Is it a derby?
The stadium sold out. Like people go crazy for it because if you win, you can whatever level you're from. Like theoretically, you could be, Detroit City, who started as 4 guys kicking in $2,000 to start like a men's rec league team, more or less, that made it to semi-pro, that made it to pro. That one day you could be in the English Premier League, and it's happened. You know what I'm like? It's happened before. So it's something that I think fans would die to see. And I think if the USL is able to pull this off, they will be a player in U.S. soccer. That's all. I'm not going to take a ton of time on it. It's interesting, though. Like, I could tell by your physiology, KG. This intrigues you, does it not?
Absolutely.
Like, you could start a team and make your way up to the quote-unquote top division.
You could. I think that draws excitement. Relegation, it seems to work in the Premier League, so I don't see why it wouldn't work at this level. But like you said, the money involved, that's when it kind of gets tricky.
No doubt. It's never going to happen in the MLS. So
Yeah.
this is USL's only edge, I guess you could say.
I do it.
You support promotion and relegation, Spenny?
Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me.
I do it.
So, yeah, I mean, it is. It's just a little something. Dante151 in the Super Chat. I hate to say this, but Sean was right saying that the Red Wings weren't going to the playoffs right now as constructed. I just want the season done. So, that's still out there, and I understand that. Mike G, no, there is no 30-goal guy in the Red Wings system. He'd be on the main squad already. So that's my question. As far as the Red Wings are concerned. So, yeah, it's that. Soccer Night in Detroit. Nearly 500,000 people watch a championship match between two mid-market cities last November. No, and it is, and it's wild, man. It's wild how much people get in there.
Well, it's the drama, right?
Right.
How do you generate drama? Like, think about it. That's at a lower level, but everybody's intrigued in it because there is an opportunity for that Cinderella story, right? Is soccer the last Cinderella story sport that does it that way? Like you just said,
Yes.
We've watched DCFC start from 4 guys in a rec league. Like, that's legit.
And that's
like,
why it works.
like that's realistic to a while to was it last year or 2 years ago when they were running the table and beating some MLS teams
in the
and
US
playing
Open Cup, yeah.
the US Open Cup, right? Like that's so I guess it's if why wouldn't it work? You have to find different ways to make it work, and if you're gonna try to soccer, which is the biggest global game, and the synergies to watching Peacock or the games over in the Premier League, you want to know, oh, okay, I understand that, right? I understand the relegation. The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat at the end of the like, are you a soccer fan at the end of the season to see who's fighting for relegation for their lives and stuff? Because
I check it all the time when I look at the
some of
standings.
those, like I always do, the Premier League, and that doesn't matter because you're talking some of these second and third leagues. Like, this is life and death for them.
Correct.
Like,
Yeah.
people don't understand this. This isn't all millionaires owning these teams and stuff. This is like cities and communities and whatever like this. And this This is their, like, and I think the gravitas to that to make it more of like the community of what it is, of how it has to be built, Neil, I think that's the story. And that's the successful story. And that's the slow burn for the USL.
No doubt. Burn in the Super Chat. In baseball terms, if the White Sox finish last, they get kicked out of MLB and sent to the AAA, and the Mud Hens get promoted to the MLB. Yeah, that would be pretty wild, wouldn't it? All right, let's do this then. Let's, Mike O, the walk from the pub to the Detroit City field is epic. Yes, it is, as a matter of fact. So roll on out.
I enjoy that.
Roll on out Saturday, as a matter of fact. Robert Colosia, Neil, USL is and always will be underfunded. It's a completely different animal as MLS. Let's keep reality in here today. No, Robert, I know that. But I'm saying this is the USL's only path to cutting into that market. It's their only path. They got to do something different. So it is. All right, let's do this. I want to get into some Lion stuff. Let's talk about Planet Fitness, by the way. We're live at the Planet Fitness studio. And, hey, you know where I am. I've been a member over 3 years. I'll never be a member at another gym. Why would you? Everything you need is at Planet Fitness, and it's $24.99 a month for a black card. You get access to over 2,600 Planet Fitnesses around the world. There's over 50 in Metro Detroit alone. And however you want to work out, you want to do the weights, you want to do the cardio, your stretch and Pilates and all that kind of stuff too. It's all out there for you. However you want to do it, you can do it at Planet Fitness. Go to planetfitness.com or just pull in the parking lot on the way home. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Listen, I'm not sure who, but somebody let the Tigers get hot.
The Detroit Tigers are locked and loaded for another great summer in Detroit. And it all starts downtown at the biggest home opener party in the city. Join Woodward Sports at Grand Slam Festival as we take over the Detroit Opera House parking lot. A big-ass tent for a big-ass Detroit party. Get your tickets now at GrandSlamFestival.com or follow Woodward Sports on X and IG for your chance to get in for free. Party across from Comerica Park and hear the roar as the Tigers take the field for the first time in 2025. DJs, food trucks, bartenders, live broadcasts, and more. See you for the Tigers' first home game of the season, April 4th at the Grand Slam Festival with Detroit's biggest party animals, Woodward Sports.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce here usually every Tuesday. Is he joining us today?
He is.
He will join us today. Special Wednesday hump day version of Dr. Pierce, or tomorrow on Ermanni and Edwards, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy. I trust him for 4 Stanley Cups. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsandSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.
Oh, is Dr. Pierce?
Yeah, I reached out to him to see what
Is he
time.
going to be in or VMix?
No, he's going to be VMix. He's down in Florida.
Cool. All right, I'll send him.
All right. But yeah, I reached out to him to see what time it's going to work for him.
Sounds good.
Woodward Sports chat thread back to it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, and Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter, Chasing the Chase Lounge. All of you in the Woodward Sports YouTube chat thread. Also subscribe to that and jump on in here. What do we have? We have Steve Pine. I didn't know ish about soccer till I watched Ted Lasso, which is my wife, same way.
It's a solid way to learn.
No question. Rando Smalls, does anyone in the chat watch soccer? Yes, Rando, they do. And this wasn't like a soccer thing. It's more of a U.S. sports thing. Like, this could change a landscape. I'm going to say change a landscape because of what I just talked about. When you got owners with $500 million on the line, they're not going down to Division II.
Yeah.
So that train is too far down the tracks, I think, for, baseball and football and all of that. So it won't happen there. Cannon's in the super chat. I bought a Mrazek jersey when we drafted him. I thought he was going to be our next best goalkeeper. That was the last name jersey I bought or will ever buy. So that's tough. I'm not going to lie to you. That is tough. Lions had some signings, by the way. And I guess, D-Mac, the people are going to say, and I'll wait in the chat, they'll say, well, they're just nothing new here, just bringing back their own guys. But they re-signed Pat O'Connor. We talked about Zylstra yesterday. Craig Reynolds back in the fold.
Craig.
Dan Skipper's back in the fold. And in about 15 seconds in the chat, we're going to get that's just Brad re-signing his own guys. And you know what? I'm just going to cut it off right now. I won't even wait this time, KG.
Okay.
I'm just going to cut it off now. They seem to be pretty good. The guys like Brad's guys and Campbell's guys, they seem to be pretty good. Would you not agree with that? So I don't have any kind of problem with it whatsoever.
Thank you.
They know what they have to offer. We know what they have to offer. They can perform. We've seen them perform. Constantly, we've seen them perform. They had a bad night in January that ran against all the data we have on them during the rest of the time. So, D-Mac, I'm going to stand here right now and just get right in front of it, man. I'm happy with it because I know what they are. And they were a 15-2 regular season football team last year. They were a playoff team the year before. They were division champions back-to-back. Is it the end goal? No, it's not. Have they won the Super Bowl? No, they haven't. Do they need to? Yes, they do. Is it Super Bowl or bust? Yes, it is. But those guys have shown they can get you into the club. Period. End of story.
I mean, what are we talking about here? To me, Brad Holmes has decided that what he had here is better than what he could go get. Now he's still got work to do, but I have no problem with guys coming back that know the system, that at different points have been impact players. What are we talking about here? These are all supplementary guys.
Correct.
We've proven that, right? What did Dan Campbell said? He said 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago, I got to prepare like all my starters are going down. This is just insulation. I mean, can we not just call it for what it is? It ain't the big move. It ain't the other edge guy or stuff like this. But it's like I liked what I developed, and I think there's more here, right? With a year under their belt, with pretty much, I know the coordinators are gone, but it's the same culture, same sort of system, and these are their guys. These are the guys that Brad Holmes thinks can execute what Calvin Shepard wants. What are we talking about? You either trust the guy or you don't. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, my perspective on if says you're gonna trust the GM or whatever, it's not unfaithful. It's the reasons that you just listed off of why he deserves. Let him cook. I mean, that's bottom line. Can we just let him cook? And is really the end of March the time to have this conversation?
Well, it's interesting you bring that up, D-Mac, and I have to apologize to our chat community here on Big D Energy. I have to look you in the eye and say I'm sorry because I thought I predicted that there was going to be some issues brought up, and there wasn't with the chat community. But I am, however, getting messages. But you know where I'm going with this.
I know.
Quote, Sam Flannel had a crash out about this in the morning. Enlighten me.
Again.
So when we brought up Pat O'Connor, he took that opportunity to completely shit on it. He's saying it was a nothing burger. He's like, a practice squad player, which I think we all know, like he's a depth piece, but he's a little lower on the totem pole. But I thought it was a good move. He came in here and he performed in the spot he was put in last year. Flannel Sam just completely shit on it.
What do you have, Chase? I know it's big because you raised your hand.
Well, I was just going to say I clipped it because that's part of my job, and I just sent it to Spenny so we can actually just play.
Oh, really?
Because it's part of my job. I love it.
And then we can just play what.
Thank you, Chase.
Yeah, hey, you know what? From the Chase Lounge exclusive. Can we have these? Can we just have Chase Lounge exclusive?
He just fed y'all the video. That's
She sent it to me on Slack?
Yeah, it's still uploading, Spenny, so it might take a sec, but it's like halfway there.
So Spenny, so I'm getting it. Sam's acting like this was the end-all, be-all answer
Correct.
at defensive end.
Yeah, we're rolling him out in the NFC Championship.
What do we pay? What do we pay this guy?
Has anyone seen the numbers?
No.
$1 million
I
bucks?
have
That's what I'm saying.
It can't be no more than 1 or 2 million.
Yeah.
Isn't like Pat? Okay, if he has to make a couple plays this year, he's gonna.
Yeah.
And
But he's a good depth piece. That's
yes,
what I was
veteran,
trying to
good guy
illustrate to
in
Sam.
locker room.
That is a good depth piece, and Sam was saying he's not even considered depth. Like he's that ass, I guess. That he's not even considered a role player or a depth piece.
like I don't think Lions fans really realize how. Like, look at this list.
Should be uploaded, Spenny.
This is the list of free agents the Lions lost. They have to build a roster. They have to field a team. Look at that fucking list. Look at how many guys were free agents.
Look at it.
They have to sign these guys to field a team. Like, these aren't the guys that Pat O'Connor's here. Put him next to Aiden Hutchinson. They're winning the Super Bowl. Look at this fucking list again. Right. Look at that. How many guys were free agents? They need bodies to build a team. Mitchell Agood, Zylstra, Skipper, Pat O'Connor. No, these aren't life-changing signings, but you need players to play in the NFL. Like, what the fuck, man?
Oh, but I'm making this up, Spenny.
No.
That's what I'm told all the time. You're making this up.
It's crazy because he's borderline praised Craig Reynolds for getting signed, but I'm like, it's
the same exact thing.
He's a defensive Craig
It's
Reynolds.
the same exact thing.
It's the same thing.
And I ride with Craig Reynolds. Dumb heavy. I like
absolutely.
Craig Reynolds a lot.
Absolutely.
All right, we got the flannel
Oh,
cut.
I can't wait to hear this. I can't wait to hear
I thought
it.
he was being a tad strong. Man.
Happy with the Craig Reynolds one, the Pat O'Connor one.
Why do you hate Pat O'Connor so
If you're
much?
blowing your wad over Pat O'Connor, seek help. There were people on social media, great move, Patty O.
He's a likable.
Remember, it was just St. Patrick's Day.
He's a likable depth piece.
And you know how
I
we
don't
do about our
understand.
depth pieces and our role players here in the great state of Michigan.
Oh.
You talking about depth? Listen, bro.
You know Sam don't like role players. You know he don't.
There are literal people in this city that Don Kelly, fuck Prince Fielder, he was a bum. That literally happens. Ask regular Tiger fans.
Sam,
It's the Detroit ethos. It just is when it comes to certain things. I don't give a shit about Pat O'Connor.
I'm just saying.
He blows.
Your second
He's a
best-
nobody.
Didn't he contradict himself right out of the bat when he said, "I like the
Yep.
Craig Reynolds signing, but
Yeah.
Pat, isn't it the same? Like, am I reading this wrong, Neil? But isn't that the same sort of level of depth that you're signing right there to Spenny's? You got to feel the team, and these are guys that you know. Like grass ain't greener, guys, and you know what? Like sometimes what you know is better than what you don't.
23 free agents.
Oh,
The
we're
Lions
talking about
missed
disabled
from
list
last year.
again?
Like 23.
Same amount as we're on a DL at the same
I
time.
don't understand. You think they're just going to sign 23 $10 million
Yes,
a year guys
yes,
to
Spenny,
come
yes.
in here? And
Why
be
are they not?
Like, what the fuck are we doing? You can't sign all-stars to fill 23 holes on your roster.
I hope Pat O'Connor makes like a strip sack, something big, whatever. Like,
Well,
this.
you know what's funny about it is when you go to X and you put in Pat O'Connor, because I'm looking for the terms, right? Like I want to see the money, and no one has the money yet.
Yeah,
Like,
it's probably going to be like
doesn't
$1.5
have it.
million.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a veteran.
Whatever it is. And the first thing I see is Al Karsten on Twitter, football guy Al. He has 2 video clips of Pat O'Connor getting pressures against Jordan Love. And he says he played a career-high 235 snaps last season. He had played 313 snaps in his entire career before that. He lined up as a nose tackle in 25% of the snaps. Here's clips of him with quick pressures to force Jordan Love into 2 consecutive third down incompletions. Worth it. $1 million guy last year, right? Forced 2 consecutive third down incompletions, worth every penny. If he didn't do anything else, worth every penny.
I 100% agree. 100% agree. That's what these guys are for.
Yeah. It's so funny. He brought your name up again, D-Back. I'm snitching today. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Flannel brought my name
He brought
up?
your name up again. He did. I'm mad. Chase, you gave him the clip, but the money clip was the one before that. But yeah, like he was on the tangent this morning. I'm like, it's not like he came in here and did like not shit. Like he performed. Like not saying this is a game changing signing or anything.
You're not paying Pat O'Connor
Can we not
$10
fucking
million
for
a
what
year.
it is or what he's asked to do?
Yeah, and
But obviously, do you not think with your new – does anybody back it up a little bit and say, oh, your newly promoted defensive coordinator, let's see what he has to say about these guys that he spends all the time with that who want – like, because what do you want? What if you're Calvin Shepard, what's the number one thing you want, right? Yes, you want the talent. Yes, you want all these guys, but you want dogs, and you want your guys. You want guys that are going to go to war.
You want football players.
That are going to go to war with you. The guys that you're resigning, the Craig Reynolds, the Nowotskis, the Zylstras, the Pat O'Connors,
Yeah,
they're
Skipper.
your meat and potato warriors that, you know what, Neil, at the end of the year, I'm surprised it was 265 snaps, but if you have 2 plays out of these guys that make a difference, that's how you win championships. And you
that's
know
it.
what, Flannel, you can say whatever you want. Next time you're at the Hockey Hall of Fame, just go look who scored the cup clinching goal in '97 because they don't take that away. So you know what? I had a moment. And you don't have to be a Hall of Famer to have Hall of Fame moments. Just, it's an analogy of life. Step up at your moment and take care of what you can. Right?
It's very simple.
Because winning championships ain't about the 95% of the time when all the best players in the world play their best and stuff like this. It's the other 5%. That's what it is. That's sports, right? How many times do the greatest of the greats, right, in the game when it comes down to it? Yeah, they've carried it the whole way and in that position, but what? Oh, I'll go back here. This one's for you, Maz. Bill Mazeroski. Home run, Pittsburgh, walk off, 57 or something like that, right?
When
you were like 20 years old, you were covering it. But like I'm saying, like it's time for. That's what sports is all about, right? What is football about? What's the number one ability? Availability. So it ain't about your stars. We've seen it here. But at the end of the day, like this is your army that they're putting together. So yeah, Pat O'Connor's. Whatever you think in the Army that is irrelevant, but it is. Maybe he's your ammo guy that makes sure, and it doesn't go on the front line, but he's got to make sure all your ammo's in your helicopter before you leave. Oh, right? Like, I mean, isn't it that simple, Neil? Isn't it that simple?
Yes.
I mean, to me, it was as simple as that, this is what Brad Holmes wanted. It goes to Calvin Shepard. Calvin Shepard's going, I've been to war with these guys. We've built something. I know what I'm getting out of these guys, and it's better than anything else. Plus, you need to spend money to field a team. Spenny just showed you.
You need 53 players. You need 53 players.
I don't
and you're talking about like locker room angle and stuff like that. It took me 6 seconds to see clips on back-to-back third down plays of Pat O'Connor with the pressure that led to an incompletion. If every $1 million guy you sign, if every $1 million guy or 1.5 million, what basically just above NFL minimum, if every guy you sign has a highlight reel like that where it's just 2 plays where they impact winning, like, I don't know, third down stops, where they impact winning, you'll be a good football team. Why are the Lions a good football team? Craig Reynolds. Montgomery goes down. Craig Reynolds goes in. Pat O'Connor, back-to-back third down pressures, get off the field. That's why the Lions – how many times we got to go over this, man? That's why the Lions are good.
And, like, listen, I want another edge. They're going to get one in the draft. I've already come to terms with that.
We all do.
That's where Brad Holmes is going to get his guy to pair next to Aiden Hutchinson. Would I have liked them to go out there and sign Joey Bosa or sign – Judon or any of those guys? Yeah, absolutely. But it's also important to have more than 30 guys on your 53-man roster when you're walking into the draft. That's kind of something you need to have. I mean, I know that's crazy, but, like, you walk into the draft and you only have 30 guys on your 53-man roster. Like, I don't think that's a recipe for success. So these ancillary pieces that are being signed, nobody is, Pat O'Connor. Nobody's doing that. But you need the Pat O'Connors. You need the Craig Reynolds. You need the Shane Zylstras. You need guys like that to field a fucking team. They're not different. They're not these all-stars or superstars. That's why they're signing 1-year, $1 million deals, to be players on your team.
And I was trying to explain to Flannel, this goes a long way in terms of culture as well. No matter what your status is with this team, whether you're a superstar practice squad guy, you come in here, you perform, we will treat you accordingly. Quan Alexander, he was brought in. He didn't show much. He's not on the team anymore.
Bingo.
But Pat O'Connor, you came in. You came in a big
you
spot.
Affected winning.
Yeah, exactly. You contributed to winning. We take care of you.
Like, for the people like that, he literally affected winning. There's clips of it right here. You can't deny that. He affected winning. Period.
You nailed it, Kenny. Sam has no, like, you can't get mad at him because he doesn't know what culture is. Like, as far as what a real team culture to win, because it hasn't been there. When the person next to you is more important than yourself, that fills the role. You might not understand it. But, like, I go back to, why are we having this conversation when this team, Spenny, you just said they got to field the team. This team's not even filled out.
Yeah.
Can we Neil, argue about Brad Holmes and what he's done, but can we not wait until, like, he's put this team together and said that? And then when you go, Pat O'Connor's your backup defensive end, and you might have something to stand with the fact that that's your next guy in line, you haven't improved it. But why are we can somebody please explain why we're having this conversation about Brad Holmes at this time of the season?
I just think people that are losing their minds about the Lions re-signing a Pat O'Connor and a Shane Zylstra and a Craig Reynolds and not getting one of these $10 million a year edges are fucking stupid, because it's not the same move.
Spenny, I'd sit up here and try. Yeah. I do my part. I can lay my head on my pillow tonight going, you know what, damn it, Neil, you did the best you could.
Tried.
Right.
You did the best you could, and some people can't be helped.
Like, you have to make those moves. You
Super
have
chat.
to sign these $1 million a year guys to field a fucking team.
Robert Closey in the Super Chat. Mike G just won the chat today. Ironically, Flannel is the Pat O'Connor of Woodward. Flannel O'Connor. It works. We should do a shirt in the Woodward
Flannel
Sports
O'Connor
store.
That's hilarious.
Flannel O'Connor with him just crashing out on the front.
Right.
Oh my God, that would work. That would work well. Dante 151, per Adam Schefter via ESPN, the Green Bay Packers are officially proposing to ban the tush push. What are the Packers doing anymore?
The Lions also put a proposal out there. I saw Ben Raven post it.
Come on, Lions.
Shout out to Ben Raven, dude. One of the best in the game when it comes to Lions beat reporters. Dude's a dog. Let me find it real quick just to get the exact terms. The Detroit make amends to Rule 8, Section 4 to eliminate an automatic first down as a penalty imposed by defensive holding and illegal contact. So they want to get rid of automatic first down.
That'll never happen.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, like Nicholas.
Hey, the Lions got one passed already.
Sorry, Nicholas Duncan, right? Says I can't criticize Brad, but Steve, I can. Fair enough. Does Steve not deserve the question where this team's at to whatever? Like we try to explain the whys. I can see the different whys, but with Brad, like that's what I'm saying. Shouldn't it be right? Trajan Langdon should sort of get a bit of a pass in what he's done put together, right? The question marks on Scott Harris, everybody seems to have turned a little bit and liked what he's done now or whatever. Yeah, put the spotlight on Iserman if you have questions. Like Brad Holmes doesn't deserve it. But do you agree? Like if Steve Iserman deserves it more than Brad Holmes. If you need somebody to get after, I just don't. Neil, please explain to me why right now. Why are we getting all bent out of our fucking ass, out of shape?
I don't know.
At the end of March, when we still got the draft, where I don't know, Brad Holmes cooks.
Yeah.
It's like
you got the draft.
It's like in golf, bro. You got a par. You got you're tied, and you got Rory, and you got a 520-yard par 5 left. That's driver 8 iron. Driver 8 iron, 2 putts. Let's go home.
It's over.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Give the guy a chance because that's what he does in the draft. Anybody not think he's going to pull off a Brad Holmes magic move? Now, here's the thing. Brad Holmes magic, and then everybody going, why did he draft that guy? I mean, I just don't understand, man.
In the super chat, John Effing Lord, can Woodward bring in Ben Wallace, J-Mo, and Pat O'Connor in studio? That would be electric.
Money for that.
I missed one of the super chats. I'll get to them. How do you want to handle this, Spenny? We went right through the break.
We'll do Caesars and Jars, and then we'll come back to Lady Jane's.
All right, let's do it that way then. Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports, and you can get in the game. The tournament starts tomorrow, everybody. Tomorrow. We'll do some tournament talk tomorrow, for sure. Use the promo code Woodward1000. Here's how it goes, everyone. Scan the QR code on the screen. Use the promo code Woodward1000. Make your first bet. If you make your first bet, if it loses, you'll get it back as a free bonus bet all the way up to $1,000, everyone. So say you like Florida a lot, like Spenny does. You can lay them minus 130, up to $1,000. If it loses, you can lay them minus 130 to make the Final Four. They don't have to win it all. If that bet loses, you'll get it back as a free bonus bet, all the way up to $1,000. You see where I'm going with this, everyone? And it's Caesars, by the way, one of the OGs in the sports betting game. The clean app, it never glitches. It's not like Sam Flannel. Their app doesn't crash out, all right? Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports.
What about Jars, D-Mac?
Yo, what about Jars?
Yeah.
Woodward Sports fans, whether you're hitting a game or just simply chilling, Jars Cannabis has you covered. Jars is home to Michigan's largest lineup of rec cannabis products. They've got over 30 locations across the state, repping Michigan in a big way. 9 locations are right in Metro Detroit. There's always one nearby. If you're in Grand Rapids, Madison Heights, or Milan, get ready. New stores are coming your way soon. Go to jarscannabis.com to see where you can find your favorite product today. Pick up your Darren McCarty brand powered by Legacy Cannabis at all Jars. Let me know what they got where.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in the clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Woodward Sports is at it again, giving away more cash and prizes than anyone in Detroit. Get into our March Bracket Challenge, powered by Jug and Nathan Neurosurgery. If you have the biggest basketball brain and get first place, you win $1,000 cold hard cash. But it doesn't stop there. Second place gets a weekend at Grand Traverse Resort in Traverse City, including brunch at Erie and golf. Third place, 2 club seats to see the Pistons versus Bucks with food and drinks courtesy of RHB Laboratories in Troy. You can pre-register now at woodwardsportsbracket.com. That's woodwardsportsbracket.com. Then, after Selection Sunday, fill out your bracket for your chance at $1,000 in cash, money, and more. Pick by mascot, choose by team colors, have your dog pick. No matter how you do it, go to woodwardsportsbracket.com right now and register. All powered by the best in the game, Jug and Nathan Neurosurgery and Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
At Lady Jane's, they take the chore out of getting a haircut. Our talented stylist will deliver an industry-leading haircut, relaxing scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. Open 7 days a week, walk at any time. Lady Jane's Haircuts for men. It's wicked awesome.
All right, back at it here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter, Chase in the Chase Lounge as well. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread, hit the like button since you're in here already. And... okay, we got a couple of things to get to. Gromit 0237, I'm not a fan of this starting baseball before April 1st crap. Gromit, I agree. These games in Japan, Australia, wherever they play them, like a week before the season starts is stupid. It's 100% stupid. But by the way, the Dodgers are 2-0. And by the way, that's where the Tigers open up the season at, where Javi Baez could be playing third base. But I'm the bad guy because people want to, quote, see what Javi has at third. No, I've seen enough, thank you. But anyway, I'm going to bring that up every single day.
Yeah.
So just get used to it. If you don't like it, I don't care. Like that one I'm going in with. We also have this in the chat, and we just kind of, the Lions signed a couple of their guys. You know, Pat O'Connor, stuff like that. Sam Flannel had a crash out. Mazel Price hit here from 2 to 4 saying that, you know, he wanted some $20 million defensive lineman instead of Pat O'Connor. That's what they'll do. That's fine. They live in a fantasy world. I live in the real world. And they like him. If you go to X and just search Pat O'Connor, it takes you 6 seconds to see him making plays last year.
Yeah.
And if a guy that you're paying around the league minimum forces 2 third-down incompletions against the Packers, he's worth every cent that he made. If he did, Steve O'Baby, Neil, let me ask you a question seriously. Why do people give Steve Yzerman ish, but they can't give Brad Holmes ish? Steve-O, what is there to give Brad Holmes ish about? For real, get out of the feelings about the playoff game. Get out of the feelings about it. For real, what is there to give him ish about?
Can I expand that? What is now? What is there to give him ish about now when he's not even done the exam yet? He's not even halfway through the paper and you want to grade him on it.
That's why, Steve O'Baby. And I think that the people want to give Yzerman the problem. And I think that the NFL versus NHL comparison is not equal, but people treat it as equal. You're basically planting a flower when you draft in the NHL. In the NFL draft, you're going to the grocery store and picking stuff off the shelf and putting it in your cart and taking it home and cooking with it. Mm-hmm. Like right away. You're growing the vegetables in the NHL. In the NFL, you go get the tomato from the store, come home, cut it up, and put it in the pasta sauce. In the NHL draft, you plant it in the backyard, you wait till the end of the season, and then you see what I'm saying here? Like, it's not equal. It's not a fair comparison. And I would say that, and I'm not one that gives Steve Yzerman problems, because I like what he's grown in the garden in the backyard so far. I like it. I like Lucas Raymond. I like Mo Sider. From all accounts, I like Sebastian Kosa, right? All these things that we add up together. I like Alex DeBrincat. He brought him here. He extended Dylan Larkin. I like that. He got Patrick Kane here. I like that. Casper, I seem to like. You see what I'm driving at here?
Yeah.
Like the returns are good so far. The time frame is not equal, and if you can't understand that, then I can't help you. But again, Spenny, I can put my head on the pillow and say I tried.
But Neil, I think what fans are doing is looking at the extensive history of the Detroit Lions franchise and looking at the facts that there are obvious truths that other GMs can do a better job than Brad Holmes has in his tenure with the Lions. Like, it is obvious and true that is. We've seen it so many times before. All those other GMs for the Detroit Lions that have done a better job than Brad Holmes.
Spencer Raxter, everyone. He'll be at the Royal Oak Improv all week long.
I can't
be sure to tip your server.
I can't fucking do it.
Spenny. You know what, then, D-Mac, you know what, then let's just get into it. We got 9 minutes left. Hold on.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Piss Spenny off, goddammit.
All right, so here's the deal, guys. Like, what?
No, when you kick your leg.
Because I want to talk about this now. I want to get in, Joe Rogan podcast mode right now and sit and talk about it. And I want the fans to be involved too. Because Spenny, I think you're at a level right now where I am, where we have this discussion, and I am growing fatigued. I am. And guys, don't do this. Like Jamie in the chat, is Rakestraw I'm sorry, I may have overreacted to it. The moral of the story is Rakestraw healthy? I don't know the answer to that. I don't. I'm not the medical staff with the Lions.
I haven't heard anything that he's not. So,
but what I will not have is what Sean Belizean says. You will not take the exception and make it the rule. But Spenny, the moral of the story, what I was getting at is, I see it in your eyes because I feel it too. There's like a fatigue. And can we have a heart-to-heart? Can I have a heart-to-heart with the people in the chat? D-Mac, chime in. Whoever wants to chime in, chime in. I want to have a heart-to-heart about it because what is the issue with Brad Holmes? For real.
Yeah.
What can you be critical of? And I'll listen, and I'll read it. If you're just let's have a peace agreement.
I can already tell you the top three. His drafting of defensive linemen, that's going to be in discussion. The fact that he pays injured players, that's going to be one of the talking points.
Has it worked?
It's a list of
Has it worked?
Points. Yeah. It has.
They won 15 games last year. And it was a failure. And those are the expectations because Brad Holmes is fucking like.
So, okay, hold on. Super Bowl Cartier. This show isn't serious about winning. Tell me the issue, Super Bowl. Tell me the issue.
He doesn't go get superstar names. That's another one.
Who did?
Items.
Who did? You get mad about something that doesn't exist. Who got the superstar names? Somebody help me here.
Nope, nobody.
Did you want $40 million guy?
Nobody got those guys.
Brad Holmes arguably got the best cornerback in free agency.
And he got the best edge at the trade deadline.
Yep. The best edge moved at the trade last year came to the Detroit Lions.
So what are we talking about? Cody Engel, Holmes is giving Lions fans thing they haven't ever seen in the last 2 years, but let's question Holmes. So and look, like I'm with you here. Steve says, open the phones. No, Steve. Phone callers aren't professionals at this. All right? I prefer the chat because we can keep it moving. I can involve more people. That's why, Steve. That's why. If you got something to say, drop it in there. Look, I'm being real, man.
Plus
we got 6 more minutes.
679 number's not it.
Right.
Can we change the studio line?
KG requested a 679 number.
I didn't.
Should Brad Holmes be gone in Detroit? 679?
Yeah.
679. That shit sound weak.
Sounds like an 80s rock song.
Yeah, all right.
679 309.
Where the fuck is we at? This ain't Detroit. 679.
Yes. Skydog 722. Neil, tell us the NHL equivalent to what the Lions have done since 2021. I'm not quite sure.
Let me think on that.
Okay.
It's hard to turn around an NHL team. You can't find that. You're not going to find an NHL team that is where the Lions were when Brad Holmes walked into where they are now. You can't do that in the NHL.
Yeah.
Correct.
He turned it around in 3 years. Yeah, I don't think you can do
Oh, I love this one. B-ball from D92. Y'all are scared to take calls. Yeah, I'm so terrified of what somebody's going to have to say.
Somebody calling up and going, fire Brad Holmes.
Yeah, I'm so terrified of that. No, just trust me on this one. We have the most successful digital sports network, one of the most in America. I think we know what works, everybody. And I'm sorry to go dad on everyone, but that's the way that it is. Daryl in the chat, I hate phone calls. No, exactly. Mark Speed, where's Rod?
Rod.
Now, if Rod calls, that's different.
That is different.
Rod, we take phone. Rod, Super Racide has an open forum here
Yes.
on
Please,
the show.
no.
Legend.
Spenny's.
Why did you get Tom Brady?
Spenny's Alien Bride. Good to see her chime in.
Shout out, old girl.
People will complain because it generates dumbass conversation. It's dudes crying wolf because they didn't get what they want. Just a bunch of crybabies and cousins. Scrubs, San Jose Sharks. I don't know.
No, you know what? It's more like Edmonton. It's more of an Edmonton, close to like getting to the edge, pushing over the edge. You don't have, the top 2 guys in the league on your team, but it's like persevering and getting better. Where it's like they've improved, right? They've improved over that's your second team. If you look into last year, going to Game 7 in the finals, to where they've come. Where they came from, there's that slow evolution, and it's a question: have they put the pieces together enough to do it this year? Inspired. So, God, dude. I mean that's the analogy of it, right? Because they got further along with the Maple Leafs. It used to be like the Maple Leafs. That used to be the Lions, but I'd say it's more Edmonton. And I think you're right, Spenny. It's really tough to compare because of where they came from.
That is a good comp.
Yeah, and
I think but that's like 7 years.
Super Bowl Cartier in the Woodward Sports Chat. Real fans want to win playoff games, not get bounced with an IR roster. Brad Holmes has won more playoff games than any other Detroit Lions
7
GM
days
in my fucking life.
And he did it in 7 days.
So if you're done with Brad, if you're out on Brad, who are you going to replace him with? The only GM in the NFL you would rather have than Brad Holmes is Howie Roseman, and he's not fucking going anywhere.
So there you go.
Like, what are we talking?
Also,
Jesus fucking Christ, people.
Davenport, 3 games played, could have used him in the playoffs. Who was your $6 million edge that you were going to sign? Like, it's easy to say that, right? Then what was the move? You tell me the move then. Like, it's easy to sit there and just say, Wheezy D313, get Hutch help. Okay, what's the move? They got the best edge that got traded at the trade deadline. Oh, but Hutch wasn't there.
It's Brad Holmes' fault he broke his leg.
Right.
Like,
and incurred 23 injuries on IR. It's his fault.
So, again, you tell me the move then. I'm here. We got 3 more minutes of the segment. Sean Hart, why do people think a major regression is on the horizon? And like...
What do you... Cartier, you want Grant to go be great? Better than what he's shown? He's won NFL GM of the Year 2 years in a row. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like, Jesus Christ. Think before you fucking type. Want Brad to go be great, better than he's shown? How?
Woodward Sports chat thread. Gasha, keep our core, spend money on our in-house players, and keep drafting like you do. James Pierce Jr., Stuart Mike Green, on and on. Brad will take multiple defensive ends and tackles in this draft. And oh, by the way, Gasha, like, maybe all of those edge names that you just called will be gone by the time the Lions pick. And then, D-Mac, everyone will be mad because he didn't draft somebody that wasn't there to be drafted. I'm tired of the bullshit.
It's the who. What did I tell you yesterday about the will of whatever? You got to realize it's the old adage of anybody out there is that if you're upset with somebody, first ask yourself, do you respect this person? You respect their opinion. If you don't, then why do you give a shit? It's the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I want to hear the reasons.
You got to rise above because they're never going to be satisfied. It's always going to be an argument. It's the same thing with the Goff, and the same thing until, when they win, there's still going to be complaints, by some part of it. So my question again is, why now with Brad Holmes? Why in March?
I don't know.
Has he not earned that with giving you the most playoff wins in the last decade and the record and all this other stuff and the team he's put together? In my world, he does. But that's my world. Maybe you're like me. If not, maybe you just, because you're used to it and used to complaining, it's part of what you do. I don't know. I'm more of I'm grateful for what I have than what I don't. Now, if this is the team and there isn't an improvement or you see that they're going to be better in some aspect, right? Because I don't think he's done. People are acting like this is the final act. And if it was, where do you feel going into battle? But it's not.
Yeah.
So just like, why are we having this conversation? Don't you feel like you're at home?
Yes.
Don't you feel like this is like those conversations you have in a relationship where it's just like, am I a wall? Like
for me,
where's the common sense?
It's the kids not putting the dishes in the dishwasher.
It's like arguing with children. It really is.
Yeah. Like, for real, that's what it is to me. Woodward Sports Chat Thread will ride off on this Top 5 Wednesday. Jake, this will be Brad's most, quote, boring draft, but they will be picking complimentary guys and future starters. And Spenny turned me on to this.
See, I don't think
before.
so. I don't agree. I don't believe that, because what does he do? Like, he's got to get one guy out of there that's going to be legit. And I don't care. Maybe it's a second rounder like it was
Maybe
Branch.
it's a sixth rounder.
Yeah,
Maybe it's a sixth. Like
Mahogany.
Somebody that's going to be.
But it's literally like arguing with toddlers. Like talking with my my niece and my nephew and being like, Brad Holmes has won GM of the year 2 years in a row. He's drafted arguably the best consecutive draft classes since he's been tenured, only argued with Howie Roseman. There's only one GM that's had more success than him over the past couple of years, and he is arguably
and he had a 5-year head start or whatever.
And he had a 5-year head start over him, and Brad Holmes is the best GM in the history of the Detroit Lions franchise. No, do more, be better. Okay, shut the fuck up.
But Spenny, this goes back to, like, this draft will go back to what you said, what you turned me on to, and I thought about it. I just couldn't figure out a way to verbalize it. There is no more room for starters.
Yeah.
Who's a draft pick going to start over?
Yeah.
For real. Who's a draft pick going to start over? So that's the question. All right, Top 5 Wednesday, everybody. Top 5 non-negotiables. Can't wait. More edges. More edges in the draft. My number one. More edges. More edges. Okay. No, I feel like that was kind of a waste of time. It didn't accomplish anything. But Mark White's not a waste of time.
It's not. It's never going to accomplish anything.
A waste of time.
Mark White. Mark White. Let me tell you about Mark White. If you're looking to buy or sell your home, Mark White should be your first choice. He can save you up to $5,000 your closing costs. That's right, $5,000. Visit them at markwhitesells.com or call them at 248-290-8242. markwhitesells.com.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you will. We got Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Detroit sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
Les Stanford Buick and GMC has great offers for everyone. Get a 2024 Envision Avenir for only $299 per month, or try out the 2025 Sierra Crew Cab Elevation for only $229 per month. Don't forget about the 2025 Hummer EV SUV for only $799 per month. Get to Les Stanford today and check out their massive inventory. Les Stanford Buick and GMC, lesstanford.com. Together, let's drive.
All right, finishing this up. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Top 5 Wednesday. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter, Chase in the Chase Lounge, Steve Wilds. Get the ticker tape parade for a playoff win. Who said that, Steve?
Nobody
Last year's failure.
We've constantly and repeatedly said all offseason that last year was a failure and they need to add to the defense. I don't know what the fuck you guys are hearing, but like that has been a repeated sentiment of everybody on this network. That last year was a failure. It wasn't good enough, and they need to add to the defense. I don't like.
And I like
you
my
guys
guy.
just want to make stuff up to feed your ego. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But what? Like Jesus.
Aura Fitness in the super chat. If you want to jump the line, go ahead, use the super chat. Aura Fitness. Thank you, Big D Energy, for logic. B Sizzle is going to get what we need to get to that Super Bowl.
And like I've said, I don't know, hundreds of times now, Brad Holmes is going to add the guy that he wants to put opposite next to Aiden Hutchinson for the next 5 years in the draft.
Yeah.
Cody Engel in the chat. The mirror freaks out from guys like Maz. I just wanted a guy. What you mean is you wanted someone without a Lions name tag from last year. No,
Pretty
and
much.
that 100%. There's that.
Yeah.
Like I just want somebody different. I'd rather go with the guy I know, man.
Yeah, and they're signing all these practice squad guys and borderline play because they need them to fill their roster. And if you wanted to sign 20 guys that this 20 plus guys that this team had as free agents, all $10 million a year guys, I don't know what to tell you. You literally can't.
Land of the Lion. Take Neil off the show. He makes no sense.
That's fair.
You sure that didn't come from Cristiano at Ford High School?
Right. Hey, know you.
Yeah. All right, Top 5 Wednesday, everybody. All ready to rock?
Yeah.
You ready to go, D-Mac? Let's do it,
yeah.
man. Game Boy. Neil knows all. You just hate being proven wrong. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Rich Baldwin. Neil, you're not calling any tournament games. No, I've been on soccer. I did some soccer for Paramount Plus last weekend, so
Okay.
that's
It's a
what
flex.
it's been doing. Yeah, no, I mean, well, people ask. I'll tell them. All right, Spenny, why is it a top 5?
Half as boring as the top 10 list.
That is correct. Spenny, you batting leadoff? Real quick, Burn in the super chat. Neil, it's simple. We just need to blow up our cap, trade away the next 3 years' draft picks for one guy. I just needed one guy. Except, Burn, we couldn't do that because there were no guys that got traded.
Nobody got moved.
So that's what it is. All right. Spencer Raxter, batting leadoff. Top 5 non-negotiables. Whatever that is to you. Whatever is a non-negotiable to you is in your top 5 list. Spencer, I can't wait.
Top 5 non-negotiables, and shout out to Chris for that picture. It's my boy. It's a high school swimming photo right there.
Oh my God!
Crazy
That's
picture.
the youngest Spike.
Yeah.
That's it. That's.
I thought that was you and Lucas Klotz back in the day.
Ryan Lentz photoshopped out the scissors that were in his hand because he had just given me a haircut. But all right, number 5
picture.
on my non-negotiables is remote start. Gotta have the remote start
That's
on
a
the
good
car.
one.
I'm not waking up, going outside, starting my car, and then taking a shot. I need to start my car from my house, from my bed, and get it warmed up. And number 4, fries well done.
Yes.
Fries,
yes.
need the
Hash
fries
browns
well
too.
done. Hash browns well, yeah. But basically, just
Bacon.
potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, potatoes well done. Like,
Yep.
I hate a limp fry. Need the fries crispy. Number 3, iPhones in group chats.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'm
Discrimination.
sorry.
Discrimination.
I'm not fucking with the green bubbles.
Well,
Flat out.
Is that what those are?
And there's one in this
There's
room.
one in
You
this room.
fucking right.
There's one in this room. I need the iPhones in group chats.
Chase,
Number
what
2.
version of the iPhone is yours?
I don't know. I just got this. My sister gave it to me. It's her old phone.
Well, it's awesome. iPhone though, right?
yeah, it's
go.
an iPhone.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's only one in this room.
Only are programmed. It's fine.
Only one in this room.
I got
that,
2 iPhones
Need the
right
iPhones.
I stand on business.
Need the
The only
iPhones
black man in the room as well,
In the
so.
group chat. And number 2, headphones at the gym.
Have to.
Yes.
If I forgot my AirPods, like I will drive home and get them and then drive back to the gym. I'm not doing a workout without my headphones, flat out. You need it. And then number 1, non-negotiables, she's got to be an eater.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be an eater.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but the whole, I don't do that, or that. All right, then sorry, I'm not fucking with you.
Yeah, so.
And I'll return the favor. You know, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. There's
Yeah,
nothing
you're
wrong
right. You
with
a
that.
muncher?
Yeah, I'm a muncher. I'm a munch for sure. As long as it smells good, pass the smell test. I'm down there. I'm diving in. There's nothing wrong with that. I enjoy doing it. But she's got to be an eater. She literally cannot. The whole. I don't do that. Okay,
do
well.
women still do that? It's 2025.
I mean,
women ain't doing that shit no more. That was the early
They're
2000s.
gonna do that. They're gonna do that shit alone with their cats.
Yeah,
and
like that's a early
Oh
2000s.
my God.
you're not gonna find a man if you ain't eating. I'm
That's
just
a
saying
fact. Especially in 2025.
that.
Electric as always, except for copacetic sushi. As usual, obscenity is at the top of Spencer's list.
Yep.
It is.
Randy, what's workout today?
Today is chest.
Chest.
day.
Chesticles. There you go.
All right.
Kick rocks, Copa.
Batting second.
Yeah, Copa
The
likes
most
children.
eclectic list, typically. We go to Chase for his top
All right,
five
my top
non-negotiables.
fives. Me looking a little fat again. Got a nice bass from Gillett's Lake, though. Shout out. Number 5, no peanut butter.
That's
I
crazy.
do not like peanut butter. I can't even stand the smell of it.
Weird.
I don't like it. It's not for me. I don't mind like a nice peanuts mix or like a nice salted peanut snack on the trail.
But no peanut butter?
No peanut butter.
That's weird.
Like
bro.
seriously, you go hiking, biking, running. Peanuts are like an ultimate like protein snack to keep you going. But I just can't do the butter. Number 4, I need cream and sugar in my coffee, specifically French vanilla or hazelnut creamer. I will not drink coffee without it.
So you want a milkshake?
I'm a black coffee
Essentially,
guy.
yeah.
He's the anti-DMAC.
Yeah. This is the anti-D-man.
Yeah, I'm okay to admit.
I'm everything peanut butter.
Yeah, I'm okay to admit when it comes to food and drink, I'm a bit of a fussy bitch. Like it's just it is
At
what it
least
is.
you know it.
Self-awareness.
Yep.
Number 3,
Self-awareness.
I won't date a cigarette
Yes.
smoker.
I'm with you on
Yes.
that.
Yeah, I don't care how good you look, how fat your ass is, how big your tits are. If you smoke cigarettes, I am out.
Electric, folks. Go, Theo.
I am out.
I fuck with this.
Mom and Dad, I love you. I cannot stand the fact that you guys smoke cigarettes. Number 2, you gotta make me laugh. If I'm gonna date you, I don't. You can be a little more on the ugly side, but you gotta make me laugh. Gotta smile. It's all about the personality.
It's fair.
Hey, just so if you can make me laugh and you don't smoke cigarettes, you just bumped yourself up a couple boosts in
All
life.
right.
And then number 1, no food in the bedroom, or no food in
I'm with
bed
you.
at all. Like food in I work from home, and I have my office is my bedroom, so sometimes I have to bring in a snack sometimes, but absolutely no food in the bed at all. It's a hard red line. The bed is a sanctuary. I treat it better than most things in my life, and you do not disrespect the bed with anything other than clean sheets and nice pillows.
And debauchery.
Yeah.
Well, here's a great observation from Cody Engel. All strippers are safe from Chase,
Yeah.
which is true. But hey, that's how you operate, Chase. Good for you, man. I like it. KG.
I've seen a stripper smoke cigarettes somewhere else.
Holy shit.
I was gonna say just kick that cigarette habit, honey.
Yeah.
That meth addiction, Chase will overlook.
Yeah, ride with you on that one. Okay.
She probably need her no teeth for the meth for Spetty's list.
See, we have
That's
symmetry.
on the bucket list.
All
How
right,
about the
batting
dentures get to work,
third.
baby?
KG, your top 5 non-negotiables.
All right, here we go.
This
Top
is a good
5.
list.
Yeah,
This is a good one.
Top 5 non-negotiables. At number 5, as alluded to yesterday, I'm going to spark up. And I don't care where it is. If I was working more than 8 hours here at Woodward, best believe I'm sparking up in the middle of the day. I don't care if it's at a funeral. I'll be respectful. I'll go outside. I'm going to smoke.
Dude, I need to show you where to go.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out the dumpsters.
Shout out the
Big
dumpster.
shout out. I've been out by the dumpsters, man. Shout out to that. But no, definitely, I'm going to spark up if I'm at a certain place for a certain amount of time. At number 4, have enough food. Listen, I'm fat, okay? I am 250 plus. I love
Shout
to
out.
eat. One plate ain't gonna be enough. So
Just the
don't-
bottom line.
Yeah, don't come to me with no one plate and I go ask for seconds and we can't do that. Well, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like no, I don't play like that.
That's fair.
At number 3, this is a lesson that my wife had to learn: PlayStation.
Non-negotiable.
I will get my PlayStation time in regardless of what you feel, and no, regardless of what chores need to be done. I need this in order to stay sane.
Is that more video game or is it more PlayStation as opposed to Xbox?
Well, a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I got
Okay,
respect
so it's
for
more
Xbox.
video game time.
I'm a PlayStation guy. They
I
got
just,
all
I
the
just wonder,
exclusives.
is there a hard line?
The Japanese do it right.
When I get into my
Fair.
game, and that's like my decompress time, that's like my time to just get away from the world. So don't fuck with me. And if we going on a trip, the PlayStation coming with me too. So you just got to realize.
That's fair.
At number 2, Sunday is for the Lions. Listen, I don't disparage any religious people, or if you got anything going on Sunday, that's fine. Don't ask me to come to it. If that game is at 1 o'clock, if that game is at 4 o'clock, if it's at 8 o'clock, do not bother me during those hours. I want to watch my Lions. Unless you're inviting me to a sports bar to watch the Lions, it's dead, bro.
Facts.
Sunday is for the Lions. At number 1, no tolerance on black slander. And I think y'all know that's a pretty hard line with me. And
Yeah.
listen, I'm not saying black people can't be criticized, but once it gets to a certain level of, I ain't really fucking with the vibe,
Yeah.
we cutting that shit
And
off.
it's like art. I can't explain it to you, but I know it when I hear it.
There you go.
There you go. Absolutely. KG's top 5.
Electric.
Grommet 0237. This may qualify as such, but I don't know. Grommet 0237. Black Slander sounds like a rock band. It kind of does.
A little bit.
That's fair.
It does.
See, now that's fair.
A black rock band. I'll go with that.
There's
Black Slander, it does.
a punk band full of all black guys called Whole Wheat Bread. They're from Duval.
Nice.
They rock, dude. Great. I used to listen to them in
What are they called?
Whole wheat bread. I used to listen to them before middle school football games.
Hey, blacks dabble in the punk, man.
Oh yeah,
They do.
All right. DNC ENT, soft ass number 1, KG. LOL.
Well, fuck you, sir.
All right. Darren McCarty, your top 5 non-negotiables.
Pretty friggin' easy. Number 5,
picture,
hockey
that is a
related.
goated picture.
I was the last one on the ice, last one off the ice, and I threw 25 pucks, 10 each side and 5 at the bench. That was non-negotiable for my
Every game?
for my whole career. Yep.
Every game.
At home,
Gotcha.
on the road, select fans. Right.
Fair.
So that's it. Number 4, cigar on the golf course.
Can confirm.
It's a absolute must have. When it gets lit depends. Usually it's a 2 cigar golf.
Yep.
And I love the fact that all my guys smoke cigars, so somebody's always got one.
for sure.
Morning chew, obviously. But the first one in the morning to get the day going, gets the system going.
Oh, yeah.
It's perfect.
Fires it up.
Fires it up. Look forward to that. Number 2, no fucking olives. Ever.
I could see you not liking
Yes.
olives.
Ever.
I could see that. 100%.
Ever.
Ever.
Olives and alcohol.
that's
are
one
the
thing
same
me and
kind.
D-Mac
No
always
olives
disagreed on.
ever. To
I
whatever. I
like
can do
olives.
olive oil. I can do like peanut, but no
What about
don't-
olive loaf?
No.
I wouldn't go that far.
No. And don't put up one olive on a pizza.
I like- yeah,
I will
see,
not
that's-
touch it.
If somebody bought you a pizza and they had an olive on it, you just not fucking with the pizza at all?
If I thought they were fucking with me, I would throw it on the floor.
Do you like olive oil?
I
Yeah.
do eat olive oil, so that's like your peanut thing.
I got you.
And number 1, it's the wake and bake. It's the coffee and the blunt.
Yep.
Non-negotiable.
For your safety, not mine, right? It's a non-negotiable. Dude, I always tell everybody, Chase, you appreciate this. One of my jokes is like, listen, I got it all down. I can't leave my house until I got to put my glasses on to read my phone. That means I'm medicated enough for the rest of the
There
week.
you go.
You're ready to go. I
I'm
like it.
ready to go.
Woodward Sports Super Chat Aura Fitness gave you the pound, KG.
Hey,
so
appreciate it.
there you go.
I like
Me and the
that's one thing me
DOWG.
and D-Mac have
That's
always
a great
butted heads
picture,
on.
Lentz.
Is I like olives. I like olives on pizza. I like stuffed olives. It's one thing we've butted heads on, but it's okay.
But it's okay. Yeah, you get past it.
Yep, I eat his olives, and I drink his booze.
There you absolutely. There you go. So yes, absolutely. All right, here we go. We're late on the time. Let's go. My top 5 non-negotiables. Hey, that's me back when I was fat too,
Holy
and
shit.
fishing
And
too.
fishing.
God damn.
There you
Something
go.
in common, Neil.
And tan.
And tan.
Oh yeah, spent a lot of time golfing and fishing, man. So here it is, the top 5 non-negotiables. Number 5, at least mid-tier bourbon. It's got to be mid-tier.
Got it.
What is mid-tier bourbon? Like
About $40 and up a bottle.
So is that like Red Stag or?
No. No. And 2 bottles of Red Stag doesn't count towards $40 either. So no. Number 4, music on the golf course. A lot like
Yeah.
D-Mac's cigars. I'm music
Yeah.
all the time, every time. Gotta have it out there. We're rocking. Number 3, premium open bar
Yes.
at a wedding. This
Yes.
is wedding related.
Dude,
Yeah,
That's
your
a-
wedding has to have an open
that's a
bar if I'm
banger.
attending.
And
Yeah.
it's got to be premium.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I don't know
Don't
about
give me that
premium.
rum and
It's
Coke
got to be an
bullshit.
open bar.
well, yeah, no doubt.
But Neil, here's where the argument goes. It's the age gap. So to the weddings you're going to now, over 40, premium bar,
Must.
no excuse. Spenny, younger crowd might be his or his college friends or whatever.
Yeah, he can drink the red
they you know what? Like they may go throwback to the Admiral or whatever like this.
Nothing wrong with that.
So I think as you get older, but now it's non-negotiable.
Mark McCormick, at least Elijah Craig level. Yeah, that's the floor. Like regular Elijah Craig is the floor.
What's Evan Williams? No.
Now the Evan Williams single barrel, it's kind of tougher to come by.
Yeah.
That's the floor.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Sticks Open Bar was top shelf.
Well,
I had to make a run. I had to make a run in the middle of the wedding. Go get more booze.
Not shocked with the lineup.
Yeah, that was awesome.
No, absolutely. Where were we? Number 2, real wood fires. Not that wax-based fake log stuff that they do, man. It's got to be real. And I'm.
Do you
that's
chop
my
your
thing.
own wood?
I don't go that far.
Okay.
Do you get a cord dropped off at your house?
100%. I have done that before.
That's so bougie.
It makes sense.
I have done that. Well, I don't have a pickup truck. I'm not going to go pick up a full cord of wood.
That's that snowflake shit in you. Driving
What are you
EV,
talking about? They got
chop
EV
your own wood.
pickups.
You had the
can't
range.
swap one in on your next.
You guys have no concept what a full cord of wood is.
Dude, my dad had a log splitter. He'd pick the pickup truck into the woods. We would load that thing up, and then we would line our back porch with wood, and I'd have to carry it in. I'd put a lot of firewood in my arms.
Yeah, and that's how we do it.
Yeah.
You know, I get the dolly out. I pack up the dolly and bring it down the hill and put it back there. So we do it. I'm fire elite. I will say that. And number 1, seasoning on grilled meat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Period.
Season your meats.
The biggest non-negotiable ever.
Season your meats.
Ever. I'm not cooking it. I'm not eating it. I have to make it. My wife doesn't like it, so I do have to make like a separate, burger that's non-seasoned or whatever for her. But that's her problem.
The only thing for me is just salt and pepper on a good steak. That's all a good steak.
And that's fine. That
like
counts.
a good steak.
Maybe a touch of garlic powder.
Maybe.
Yeah, I like garlic. on
Maybe
the
a
steak.
touch. So yeah, that's it. Aura Fitness, 3 Sisters or Knob Creek bottle, and Knob Creek, Elijah Craig, all of that. There, I like that list. Everybody, that was
list.
fun.
Yeah,
Top
it was.
5 non-negotiables. All right, Nick Hedigan, Woodford. I'll do Woodford.
I like Woodford.
Yeah, the Woodford Double Oak is pretty good. That is a banger. I do enjoy that one, but that's a little
Season
up,
your food though for sure.
Yeah, no, that's definitely it. That's definitely it. All right, let's take the break. We got to talk to Dr. Pierce coming up in just a couple of minutes. Is he on there?
He's not yet.
He's not yet.
He
All
said
right.
he said 12:30, so he should be popping in soon.
DNC ENT Neil and his 150,000 plus K a year list. Hey man,
Hey,
I'm not apologizing for it.
get it how you live.
Yeah. Get in where you fit in. I believe that was too short, right?
It was.
So there it is. Shop.woodwardsports.com. Get that merch, everybody. Get ready for the playoff push and F them picks. Get the F them pick shirts. Shop.woodwardsports.com.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Listen, I'm not sure who, but somebody let the Tigers get hot.
The Detroit Tigers are locked and loaded for another great summer in Detroit. And it all starts downtown at the biggest home opener party in the city. Join Woodward Sports at Grand Slam Festival as we take over the Detroit Opera House parking lot. A big-ass tent for a big-ass Detroit party. Get your tickets now at GrandSlamFestival.com or follow Woodward Sports on X and IG for your chance to get in for free. Party across from Comerica Park and hear the roar as the Tigers take the field for the first time in 2025. DJs, food trucks, bartenders, live broadcasts, and more. See you for the Tigers' first home game of the season, April 4th at the Grand Slam Festival with Detroit's biggest party animals, Woodward Sports.
Neil Rule here for Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer, the nation's #1 EV dealer, Chevy Dealer of the Year 6 years running. I mean, that tells you all you need to know, but I bought my car from Feldman Chevrolet. Sean Belizean bought a car from Feldman Chevrolet. Even Flannel, in between crash outs, he bought a car at Feldman Chevrolet. And if you want a Silverado, rack in the chat. He bought the Silverado from there. You can lease one right now, 1,500 crew cab, $199 a month plus tax. Or the Equinox, if you want the SUV, $249 a month plus tax. It's all right there for you. Scan the QR code on the screen. You can get the process going. Feldman Chevy in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. All right, keeping it pushing here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Some reaction to that Justin station. I agree, salt and pepper on a room temperature steak's all you need.
Yep.
But I started using Chicago steak seasoning, and it changed my life. Lots of love for the Montreal seasoning.
The Kuso's got a lot of different seasonings. He's like a meat influencer, which is crazy to say out loud, but
Pause.
he makes a bunch of different like steaks and stuff like that, and he's got a whole line of seasonings that are really good.
Cody Ingold, Neil, how are 2 furnaces not on the list? That went off the list when I had to replace one. That'll move it down the list pretty quickly, as a matter of fact. Hoof Hearted, I lived 3 miles away from like 3 miles away from Woodward Reserve in Lexington. That was danger.
Nice.
No, I understand
Woodford
that.
Reserve gave me one of my best nights ever in East Lansing.
I like that. That's good. Matthew in the chat. Neil, light work for a tree service. We deliver loads of firewood almost weekly, and a single cord of wood is super light work. We don't even deliver that unless it's between 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock.
Bam.
See what I'm telling you guys?
Calling you soft. Choppy on wood, goddammit.
From where?
I don't know. Go to the forest, find some
Yeah,
wood.
plant some trees.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
You'll stay Upper East. There's plenty of trees up there. Go chop some shit down.
No, they had to take them all down to build my subdivision. So
I bet.
Huh? Yeah?
Yeah,
got a lot?
he's South Central Michigan. Yeah, he's got a lot of property. I'll help you.
Guess where
split it.
Neil ain't coming.
100%.
I'll help you split it. Yeah.
If you want to do it and I'll pay you for it, like that, I mean.
We can talk numbers. Yeah.
That's all Neil's solution. Can I pay for it?
It's a good. That's a good workout, man.
No, I do agree with that. Hoof Hearted, go to the forest, LMAO.
Sound kayak, it was not that night, but that was a great night as well.
Chase, top 5 list for next week. What did we have any banked?
I don't think we had any lined up. We just had the non-negotiables, and then we had the fallback for like types of trees. So if we want to like mull over some options,
we can think of something.
I think like I have a list of like ideas that were mulled around in the past. I think like you guys talked about top 5 bag getters.
Yeah.
Top 5 countries was one you guys had mentioned.
Have we done
before.
the countries before? I feel like we
think
did.
we did,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure
I'm
we
not
did.
sure.
What about top 5 classes, like school, like high school, college classes? I'd be interested to hear some of your tales.
Yeah.
Put that one in the mix as well.
Wines and Spirits was one of my favorite classes ever. Our final was a flight of Jim Beam.
Andrew Schmidt, top 5 bus. Take it how you will.
Johnny Walker. Flight of Johnny Walker was our final in the classes.
Yeah, that's aggressive.
Wine
Top
and
5
Spirits
party
classes.
fouls.
Doc's on, by the way.
We got him?
Yep.
All right, let's do it then. Let's welcome in. It's not Tuesday, it's Wednesday. But typically on Tuesday, we are joined by Dr. Pearson. Look at this guy. Look at this guy down there in Tampa, Florida right now. Oh, he's at spring training.
Oh.
What's up, Doc?
How you doing? Can you hear me okay?
We got you.
I'm at the Phillies-Yankees game going live here.
I like it, Doc. I did that last week, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Yeah, I was on Thursday.
This is the first ever for me in my career.
First ever spring training game?
First ever spring training. Never been to Lakeland.
All right, well, it's good that you're there, Doc, because that's kind of what I want to touch on. Spring training, the Tigers. We've been discussing it, and a lot of the cornerstones, right, with the Tigers. Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter's another one. The last piece of the puzzle they have is to, quote, stay healthy for a season. How do you do that, Doc? How does a MLB baseball player for 162 games in 180 days, how do they stay healthy?
You know, we can give you all the fancy and the secret sauces and all that stuff, but it's really luck. It's preparation, spending your time in the training room, being responsible to your body. But overall, you got to have a little luck to get through. I mean, there's a lot of unfortunate injuries. I mean, look at Trout from last year. I mean, that guy has all the energy to play ball every day. It's just he kept having unfortunates that kept him out. But, you know, for the Tigers, you know, I think they're more serious and more motivated. I think the Lions have changed the culture of Detroit sports. I think these guys are going to do, again, we have an unbelievable training staff, our trainers, our doctors for the Tigers, all top of the line of everything. So it's really, I mean, like, you can talk to Mac. I mean, when they were winning, they're motivated to stay healthy. Winning solves a lot of things and motivations. That little ache or pain, you're pushing through it. You're spending extra time into the locker room and the training room. And when you're losing, like anything, you're basically, you got a different attitude. What can we politically say? You got a different attitude when the team isn't winning.
How does that play from your point of view, Doc? Being in the locker room, obviously it's easier to get guys on board when you're winning and stuff like that. But does it change per sport, like a different mentality? Because you're dealing with baseball guys that have 162 games, dealing with basketball guys and hockey guys that play 80 some, and then you're dealing with football guys 16. So it's a different season and stuff like that. Does the mental side of it, the Doc side, putting guys in the position, does that go into it?
Yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, baseball, it's kind of one of the reasons I didn't get serious with the Tigers, because it's every day. You got to be ready every day. You got to pace yourself. The resting is something new. Every year it's getting more important how we're resting our players, especially our all-stars. So baseball is a lot more, makes sense, and we're resting them. We're not going to play them in the doubleheader. The energy level from a baseball player can not get into like the baseball grades, but they're not burning the calories, the energy that the rest, like an NFL guy, like a hockey guy. You're constantly going. You're using a whole different amount of energy in your body. Fast twitch fibers are, it's for a minute when you start running after a baseball. When you really look at a baseball player, when you look at a right fielder, how much is he really doing during the game? So it's not exhausting where you're losing weight. Like if we weigh a hockey player at the beginning of the game and the end of the game, you're talking about he's losing 2 to 7 pounds per game. Football players, same kind of thing. Basketball, it depends what their energy level playing. Baseball players, they're not exhausting themselves while playing. No disrespect to them, it's just the type of game. So do they need that rest? Not like the rest, but it's still, like you pointed out, it's a lot of games. It's multiple times a week. So they have an understanding. So yeah, we do treat them differently. We act different. We recover them different. So there's a different mentality for baseball versus the other, definitely hockey and football.
Dr. Pierce joining us here. He's down in Clearwater, Florida at the New York Yankees, Philadelphia Phillies spring training game. So, Doc, I'm glad you're there, because we can actually check in with you on another question here. And this is more for Spencer, and I'm asking him this right now. It's warm, right? It's warm down there. Baseball, summertime sport, and all that. Doc, what can you do if you're going to be like Spencer and you're going to crush 6 tall guys, like 6 tall beers out there in the 90-degree heat? What do you have to do to stay hydrated, Doc? What's the ratio? When do you have to start hydrating? This is for Spencer.
Thank you.
Spencer, we've talked about this off camera. Spencer knows you got to hydrate in between, for every 2. If he's doing the extra, if it's not the 16 ounce, it's a 64 ounce. So we need to define what 2 equals. You should be hydrating in between. So like the classic story is the woman who tells me, I only have 1 glass of wine a night. And then we started figuring out that the 1 glass of wine was a full bottle of wine. So you gotta know your customer. So with Spence, I don't think he's drinking the 16 ounce guys. He's got the 32 and the 64s going.
Oh yeah.
So for every 32 ounces, I want 16 ounces of water in there.
All right, so there it is. That's the equation. So Spenny's got something to work with. Doc, we won't keep you much longer, man. I know you're at the baseball game, and I appreciate you tapping in. Some people in the chat, they want us to do a top 5 locations that Dr. Pierce has joined the show from. We're piling them up. What's your favorite place you've been to lately?
Lately, I mean, I just got back from Utah, from Deer Valley. I burn more energy trying not to hurt myself in an hour than most people burn for 8 hours of skiing. I think I did 5,000 elevation, and I burned about 200 calories. So it's a little crazy. Now, Israel was probably my number one, Israel and Paris, for the most recent. But being in studio is always number one for me, so I can get that emotional content out there.
There you go. Well, Doc, we appreciate the time, man. Thanks for joining us during the baseball game as well, and we'll talk to you next week, I think, in studio, right?
Yeah, real quick, you wanted to talk about Carpenter and his stress fracture.
Yeah.
Real quick, I don't think it's going to play an issue this year. I think that he's a young athlete that understands that he was injured. It was an unusual injury. And I would hope that he spent a lot of time off season to prepare, because you can have a lot of secondary stuff. Like I just had a young athlete, 30-year-old runner, hit by a truck. She hurt her knee. She didn't care for it properly. It led to ankle pain, hip pain, and now back pain almost a year later. So you got to, for the people that aren't the athletes, that simple injury, if you don't pay attention to it, it's going to lead to your mechanics. Just think of the car concept. If the wheel's out of alignment on one wheel, you're going to be okay for a little while, but eventually you're going to have you're going to wear out the car in an irregular purpose. So I know it's getting loud here. You guys hearing me okay?
Yeah, we got you, Doc.
Yeah, so with Carpenter, I think he's going to be a fine-tuned machine. I think he does well this year. And again, it's a young athlete having a small injury that he's going to be more cautious. Kind of my same thing with these guys, that they're not invincible anymore and they're going to work harder. Hopefully we'll see that in him also.
All right, Doc, stay in the shade, man. Don't get too much sun, all right?
All right, you take care, guys.
All right, there he is, Dr. Pierce, everybody, our injury insider. And, down there at spring training. It's a vibe down there, man. D-Mac, you ever been down to spring training?
I have. When I was down in Clearwater. Actually, was he at the Philly?
Yeah,
Clearwater.
Clearwater.
So Clearwater. I've been there a few times. Been to Dunedin, old barn right down in the middle. It's pretty cool down there.
No, it is, no doubt. Yeah, that's where the Blue Jays are at. Let's take the break. What do we got?
We'll just do buddies and bracket now, and then come back to opening day and just do that as our last break.
All right, let's do it, everybody. Buddies created the category for original Detroit-style pizza. Has been serving it since 1946. 22 locations in Michigan. There's always a Buddies Pizza close to you. Buddies, a cornerstone of the city of Detroit, 79 years and counting in the game, a dedicated community partner with partnerships like the Michigan Humane Society, Salvation Army, the Detroit Zoo, and more. And guess what? You can save 10% on your Buddy's order. All you got to do is use a promo code 10meal. That's all you got to do, everybody. Just use that promo code 10meal. You'll save 10%. So, save a little money on your Buddy's Pizza as well. It's the best of both worlds. Go to buddiespizza.com. Find a location near you.
At it again, giving away more cash and prizes than anyone in Detroit. Get our March Bracket Challenge powered by Jug and Nathan Neurosurgery. If you have the biggest basketball brain, you can get first place. You can win $1,000 in cold hard cash. Second place gets a weekend at Grand Traverse Resort in Traverse City, including brunch at Erie and golf. Third place gets 2 club seats to the Pistons and Bucks with food and drinks courtesy of RHB Laboratories in Troy. Get in while you can at WoodwardSportsBracket.com right now to register. All powered by the best in the game, Woodward Sports and Jug and Nathan Neurosurgery.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Detroit sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
Detroit, get ready. Tigers opening day is here on Friday, April 4th. Join Woodward Sports for the biggest and best party in the D. It's actually Spend Mo Racks Day in Detroit, the Grand Slam Festival outdoor tent party at Detroit Opera House. Broadcast is brought to you by Jars Canada's Mad Packs and White Claw, where drinks will be flowing, smoke clouds will rise, and the party won't stop. Woodward Sports Network broadcast will go all day. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today at GrandSlamDetroit.com. Woodward Sports opening day brought to you by Jars Cannabis, Mad Packs, and White Claw.
All right, final segment of the show. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, back at it here. And this just kind of came across X. There's a video of Alex Bregman talking about the signing process. Alex Bregman thought he was going to be a Tiger up until the very end. Let's hear from Alex Bregman himself.
You know, going into it, I went through it, never been a player you were. Was it what you expected? Or, I mean, just being real, because me personally thought you should have got everything you thought you deserved. How was it for you actually?
It was kind of crazy. Honestly, met with a lot of teams, and then honestly, everything just happened in like the last 30 minutes. It was kind of rapid fire. We thought we were going somewhere else the entire time.
Yeah.
And then in like the last 30 minutes, we talked to Boston, and the deal got done. But no, I think it was definitely different than I expected. But it was a good process, and I'm super thankful to be here.
All right, where did you think you were going? I mean, you said it.
I knew you was going to ask you that. I was going to let him have that.
We thought we were going to be in Detroit the entire time, honestly. And then at the last second, Boston kind of came in.
It was closer than we all even thought. Kind of a 30-minute deal. Just for reference sake, Bregman signed a 3-year, $120 million contract with the Red Sox. So just 3 years.
Does that make you more angry?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit for me too.
Reason being, it was more money.
Yeah. In 30 minutes, they corrected a whole offseason's work for work in 30 minutes.
And that comes courtesy of the Foul Territory Network as well. So just wanted to prop them up for that. D-Mac, what's kind of your reaction to that?
I guess we were in the hunt, but not in it enough, and now we got Javi at third. So
I know. Let's just piss Neil off for the last 30
minutes, when I first heard that, it means that, like, I guess we were in more of it and than I thought we were, right? And it was like Bregman. We'd heard he didn't want to come here, and it wasn't the case. He wanted the most money, and Boston gave the most money, so that's where he went.
Yeah.
So he's telling his agent, "I don't care. I want all the dough. So where can I get all the dough?"
Right, which to me makes me more angry. And you know me, like, I didn't flip a table about the Bregman thing.
Right.
I was like, okay,
right.
I get it, cool. But now it was such a reduced term in 3 years, so it was just money.
Yeah.
And I do have a problem with that, because it seems to be a repeating theme, doesn't it? Well, we can't release Javi. Well, they're not going to release Javi. Why? It's just money? Well, we couldn't sign Bregman. Why? It was just money? Like, you notice a theme here.
Mm-hmm.
And again, and I'm not declaring this, I'm not saying it, but that little thing in the back of my mind that keeps talking about Tarek Skubal.
We tried
That's
to.
The clock
worry.
is ticking.
That's the worry.
Spinny been trying to warn you. Like,
The clock
They're
is
not.
ticking.
They're
It's
not going to
look like-
sign Tarek Skubal.
it's looking like that.
They are not going to give Tarek Skubal $500 million. I already know
Especially
that.
knowing who his agent is too. No.
And why?
Because
Just money, right?
just money.
Then what? Then why do we own a team?
I don't know.
Talk to that man.
I've already mentally prepared myself to see Tarek Skubal in a Yankees jersey.
So then we are the Marlins.
We are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then just tell me.
We're the
That's-
Marlins. We're the Guardians. You know that's who we are. We're a farm team now.
Okay. Then just say it. Then don't tell me I'll spend when the time is right. Because if the time wasn't right now, when you were a game away from the ALCS, then the time's never right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that fair? That's fair, right?
That is fair.
I'm not being
Obtuse.
irrational.
No, you're not.
You need to calm down. Like I'm not doing that, right?
No.
I'm not.
Especially when you have fish on the line. All you got to do is reel him in. That told me he was supposed to be a Tiger. That was lit. The deal was done.
Yep.
And you let Boston come and do that in 30 minutes. That's weak, bro.
Yeah.
And then you didn't have a backup plan. And that's what's really aside.
No, you did.
Bregman,
You
did. I already know.
No, I
where you
watched. I watched him play third that day when I was there. I watched
For
him.
that to be your backup plan is kind of like, what the fuck are we doing?
It's
here? It's not even that you didn't get Bregman. It's like, okay, if you weren't gonna get him, you needed to have something else in place.
they didn't want to block Chase Young
From going to AAA.
from going to AAA. And
That's
real
some
quick, before we get out of here, there is some breaking news in the NCAA bracket life. Noted smoke show Cindy Thomas dropped her bracket.
Okay.
And she had Michigan State making the Final Four. She also had Michigan losing to UC San Diego in the first round.
Yeah, okay.
I just don't see that.
Not credible. No,
I don't
just-
see it either.
She's got two big reasons why I like that
No,
bracket.
absolutely. She's great, but not the best take.
She's got some primo milkers on her.
Yeah.
Is that line still 2.5 for Michigan?
Yeah, I think so. It might have been better. I don't know.
Neil, you better not. Neil,
Do
you
it,
better
Neil.
fucking
Get
not.
right.
2.5.
You
Get
better
right.
fucking not. Every
We haven't
time you
had to get
do
right
this,
in a while.
Put the bag on Michigan. Put the bag on
Is it
Michigan.
a get right?
it's a get right.
100%.
It's
Get
a
the
get
fuck out of
right.
here,
100%.
bro.
Dude, here's the why.
Every
Here's the
fucking
why.
time.
Dude, look, they turned it over, 16, 18 times against Maryland?
Yeah, they gonna turn over 22 in this game. Fucking
That's
with you.
fine. And
They're
they
top five in
destroyed them
forced
on the
turnovers.
glass.
Yeah, they did.
Destroyed them on the glass.
They did.
Look-
For once, yeah.
Look, Santa Barbara, they're a nice team. They are. But San Diego, it's a bad matchup for UC San Diego. It's
You would
they
think.
have look, they have bigger guards,
Yeah.
which is cool, but the whole roster's between 6'4" and 6'8".
Yeah.
And I get what they're doing. It's like the new style of basketball. You just put athletes out there and figure it out.
Yeah.
But there's no way. There's no way that Michigan doesn't cover that number against them.
The only
no
thing
way.
I get hung up on
You're
is
right.
UC San Diego. They're a good 3-point shooting team, right?
And they're top 5 in forced turnovers.
Yeah.
in
yeah, that's
NCAA.
what I worry about.
and
Michigan
this
from the
and
perimeter.
look,
I think
I-
Michigan's going to win, but
I'm
I think they
big.
will too, but-
I'm big on results. I understand that, but this is where the competition does come into play. Like when you tell me you're top 5 in the nation at turning people over in the Big West, yeah,
yeah.
sure. That's why I'm always big on mid-major guys that ball out when they go to Virginia, when they go to Michigan.
Yeah.
That when you can do that, then I'll believe. But I haven't seen it with them. And just Michigan can turn the ball over 18 times and still win that game because they'll out-rebound them by 25.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. But it's also
Case
that
closed.
5-12 witch.
That won't be Michigan.
I think it's going to be who's the on the other side, the 5-12. I did take them as an upset.
I had to scroll down here. The get right is 64-33.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a
64
while.
and 33.
Loss is catching up. Still an impeccable record though.
Well, yeah. So there it is, everybody. Michigan. Hoof-hearted Michigan
You're supposed
coming.
to be in Vegas or downtown dropping those at that percentage.
Yes, that's what it is. Hoof-hearted Michigan is coming in hot. Momentum is a thing. No, it is not. A game that was played 5 days ago has no impact.
Yeah.
None whatsoever. So yeah, I'm just telling you guys, It's not like because usually when I get behind these mid majors, like they went into Oklahoma or something and they won.
Yeah.
Or played well at least.
If Michigan lose, I'm blaming you. And
I stand. This is
I don't
as
hear
confident
shit about it either. Don't you
of
come in
all
here talking
of all
about
those
Michigan
get rights.
fans. If they lose, don't come here talk about Michigan fans and how they react to it. I don't want to hear it, bro. It's your fault.
No,
if it happens.
Look, of all the get rights I've given, this is one of the biggest ones ever.
See, and you putting
Can I go 2 units on it?
Yeah, if you want.
Can I make it worth 2 units?
Yeah.
Can I make it worth 2 wins or 2 losses? Is that allowed?
That's fair.
No, absolutely. If you declare it.
Yeah.
He's doubling down.
Doubling down on it. I'm standing on this.
Oh,
You
man.
don't do this with
It's
no
going to be
other
an
bet.
all-time show of
No
Michigan
other
losing.
bet.
No,
They
will bully them.
No other school.
They're not
gonna
losing.
lose. They're not going to lose.
They're not losing. People are this 5-12 thing. They're overreacting on it right
I think
here.
the other side of the bracket. What's the 5-12 on the other side? That's the one I got.
We'll talk about the tournament tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll get into it just as we get ready to go. So, by the way, too, rest in peace, North Carolina haters in the tournament. They destroyed those guys last night.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Destroyed them. So, all right, for D-Mac, what, you got golf today too?
I'm gonna go hit balls.
You got to do something, right?
I gotta do something.
Got to do something. There you go. For D-Mac, KG, Chase, Spenmo Racks, I'm Neil Roll. Thanks for tapping in. Well, see you later.